Hello guys, good morning. This is your host Freddy, Filipino sa America Blog in YouTube channel and at the same time in Facebook slash Freddy. That is how to reach my YouTube channel and also at the same time Facebook. And for all of you guys who haven't subscribed to my channel, please subscribe by just pressing the red button below and you will be connected and it's all free. And for those who are watching this video, most especially those students in nursing and physical therapies who are watching me, I really appreciate and I hope that I can contribute much to your development, most especially in speaking English on top of your career, whether you're still a student or working already in the Philippines as a registered nurse or or at the same time a licensed physical therapist. I really appreciate if you will share this video to other students who are still studying and to the one acquiring more experiences in Philippine hospital. I will appreciate if you will share it this video. Okay, now why is English so important? Guys, English is a one way for you to grow, guys. It's really a one way for you to grow because it just an effective tool of communication. Okay, most especially there in the Philippines as well as in other countries watching me. This is for you guys. For you guys, English is an official language of there in the Philippines as well as there in Nigeria and in India. And it is spoken by over 14 million people. It is used in many aspects of life, including business, science, technology, in government, in different government, education, and most especially international communication. That's how important English is. During the Philippines, if you are a student, if you are still a student, you earn how many units of English subjects? First year, first semester, 3 units. Second semester, 3 units for a total of 6 units. And then on the second year, the same thing until you completed a 12-unit course, okay, in English. But doesn't mean that you are already fluent after completing the 12-unit course required in English. You need to advance more. I suggest you don't need to master English if you are already in nursing or in physical therapy or other medical courses. Okay, I would suggest that you are going to participate on a day-to-day activities in an English club. In an English club. If you are going to go for a Toastmaster International, which I am a member, I disagree with the Toastmasters because while I was a Toastmaster, they required me to submit a message or a speech. And it is being measured in minutes, about 5 minutes, 10 minutes. That's it. 10 minutes is the most, I think. And you need to memorize it. But the common problem there in Toastmaster is when you forgot one word that it will disrupt the whole entire messages that you did, and you make research more things like word for word that you are going to memorize. Do you get it? Now, in nursing, you need also to master medical terminology to associate with your fluency. And the same thing in physical therapies. Okay, right? Yes, because I took up some medical terminology when I was still studying there in Chicago. So that's but the best thing that you could do, guys, is to practice it on a day-to-day basis. There in the Philippines, you don't need to speak Filipino or Tagalog most often. Forget about it. Just use it in at home. When you go out at home, from home, you need to do your conversation, talking, speaking in English. When you commit mistake, don't worry about it. When you forget the grammar or the right grammar, it doesn't matter. Just continue using it on a day-to-day basis. That's the important of English, guys. So you will see, guys, that it gives you some kind of confidence when you are used to it, and it will lead you to a complete fluency, and most especially if time will come that you will be more articulate. Okay, it is also the Philippine Constitution there in the Philippines, and all laws are all written in English. Excuse me. Hey, Alexa, stop. I'm sorry with Alexa. So English is important for student. See? Because it helps with communication. It broadens your mind and develop emotional skill. Okay? It can also improve the quality of life by providing you job opportunities. Okay, you are going for interview as a nurse, as a physical therapist, or whatever medical courses you just done, and you are prepared now to work in all hospital, and you need to use English effectively, most especially when you are here in the United States, in Canada, in Australia, in New Zealand, United Kingdom, and other parts of the world. It is being spoken worldwide, guys, worldwide. Now, if you are Filipinos, you learn English that include it is an advantage for working abroad. See? Two, it is understood in many Western countries like France, Germany, Italy. You cannot speak Italian at all times. You need to speak in English. And the common denominator is English, right? Okay. It is relatively understood in the Middle East. In Singapore, almost especially in Singapore. Guys, people there in Singapore are so versatile. They are so fluent. They are so crispy in speaking English. In fact, Singapore is number one in Asia as the most perfect in English speaking. Perfect, yes. That's a term I use to Singaporean because they are really good. They are articulate. So if you're planning to study here in the United States, it's much more better that that it's nearby, which is Singapore. If you are in the Philippines, and even in Hong Kong, the Hong Kong people are good also in English, right? Those overseas Filipino workers there in Hong Kong. Am I right? Correct it in your comment. Why? Because it is a British former colony. Okay? Yeah. It comes from, you will notice that those people there in Hong Kong speak fluent and they use the English. They use of the, the language that being used and pronounce it the way how the British people speak. Okay? And there is a social pressure to be fluent in English. You know, guys, when you're speaking in English, you think in English, you write in English, your emotions are also in English, and it's so easy. Once you are confident, you could use it from time to time, and it will develop you. It will develop you more better on top of your career. Okay. So I hope that you will most especially or medical student because you are going to use it when you apply here in the United States. Okay, what are those requirements for applying here in the United States to be a nurse or a physical therapy? First, your education, license, and training in your country, equivalent to education, licensure, and training here in the United States. Second, this is the most important, guys. Your level of competence in oral and written English are appropriate to practice professional nursing in the United States as well as physical therapy. That's the way, guys, how to be perfect. You cannot get this in all university and colleges there in the Philippines, and even here. You could get it only through practice on a day-to-day basis. And to the parents of the children there in the Philippines, I just observed that you parents doesn't want to share, doesn't want to teach your children, doesn't want to motivate your children to speak English. Am I right? That's not good idea. That's not a good one for you guys, parents. You should and motivate your children to speak in English. And in school, listen, I'm not a teacher, but teachers in elementary, high school, and college professor. Not so much in college. Many of them are good. In college, yes. When I was studying at National University, that's the same also in University of Santo Tomas. My college professors speak English most often. But only I just noticed also this those technical professor like engineer, they don't they mix it up with we call it Taglish, which is not good for the country. The use of Taglish is not good for the country Philippines. You mix it with Filipino and English is not good. You could speak it straight to the point, because that's the way how to use it. You cannot speak Taglish here in America. You cannot speak Taglish there in Canada or even in some parts of the world, because the Philippines is most of us are applying for abroad. And you need to be trained how to use it effectively. And that's the way also that we can move ourselves forward, not downward. And the technology that we are using right now are using English as a way to communicate better, to learn better, and to transport knowledge. It's all in English, not in Filipino. Okay? So this is your host, Freddy Filipinos America blog. In God we trust, never hold up peace. I hope to see you in my next blog. Okay? Merry Christmas, Happy New Year.